he should be trying to fight to impress the media and the boxing public, so to say. He could do a much better job. But this is a growing fight. He will learn from this.
If you can get the W, take the W and go forward.
He will develop from this.
Good fight. Juan Lazcano of El Paso, Texas, fighting before his hometown crowd against John Molina of Fajardo, Puerto Rico.
Hey, listen to me. This fight's yours, you understand? This is your fight. This is your title, you understand me? Okay, you can win this one. Keep working, keep punching, and listen to Freddie.
Now, Juan. Here, these guys.
That's an but you're going to get him.
Let's rub his arm.
Come on, what are you, chicken now? Let's go, you got to get to do something. We're losing the fight.
Lazcano listening both to his cut man, Joe Souza, and to trainer Freddie Roach. Lazcano landed 30 of 55 punches in round 8, 55%. Molina 13 out of 81. Still throwing, not landing all that much. Freddie Roach, Lazcano's trainer. Was he not Emmanuel Stewart, the protege of the great Eddie Futch?
Yeah, not only that, he had a very good amateur career himself. Him and his brother Joey was two of the top amateur fighters back in the era when Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard and all those guys were amateurs. He was representing New England at that time. He was fighting at 106 pounds. And he used to also fight one of my fighters. I had another Irish kid named John O'Neill that used to fight with him. But he's turning out to be one of the best trainers that we have in boxing. And he works training boxers 24 hours a day. He starts at 7 in the morning, finishes up at 7 at night.
And he told me the other day that Michael Moore, one of your old fighters, is going to join him starting next week.
Yeah, Michael is making a pretty decent comeback right now. And I think Freddie trained him in a couple of his good fights that he had just before he quit boxing a couple years ago.
The thing I love about Freddie is he's not a glory seeker. He's not one of these trainers who's in the lobby talking to the writers. He's with his fighters all the time.
He's with his fighters, and he's got a pretty good stable of guys trained at his Wildcat Gym out in Los Angeles now. He's got Lucia Riker, which I consider maybe one of the best boxers in the world. Right, she can fight. And Francis Botha is training out there at the same time. James Tony is training there. And also Maurice Harris is trained there, who we'll be watching next week when he'll be fighting with...
talented fighter.
Oh, yeah.
Roberta Harris.
Yeah, so he's a trainer, so it's a good stable of fighters training at his gym out there right there. You know, at this stage of his fight, a veteran fighter like Molina, he just does things off the instinct. He doesn't even think about it. He's had so many fights, he just does things instinctively. And if Lazcano would just get a little distance and load up on the punches properly, he could win this fight by knockout very easily. But if he stays there close, John, even if he's tired out on his feet, he's going to keep doing certain things automatically.
But because John's defense is so inconsistent, because there are so many holes in his defense, Lazcano continues to land clean punches at a greater than 50% rate, and it's just almost impossible for the judges not to see the accuracy with which he's pinpointing his punches.
Yes. Molina is throwing the biggest volume of punches, but the clean, effective punches is coming from the younger fighters.
John is beginning to take a beating. His heart keeps beating, but he is taking a lot of clean shots.
Yes, and he has no way of defending himself from those shots.
Perfect example right there. How much longer does Molina want to take clean shots right on the button? From Juan Lazcano. And still to come, the main event at 154 pounds. Ferocious Fernando Vargas. More popular than ever in the wake of his first defeat. Knocked down 5 times by Felix Trinidad, but ready to come back against sturdy Puerto Rican veteran Wilfredo Rivera. Rivera with 4 losses in his career. Twice to Whitaker, once to De La Hoya, once to Moses.
Okay, Juan.
Nice mix.
All right,
All right.
combination go.
Listen to me.
Down here.
This is the championship round. rounds. The last 3 rounds, you got to go. Do not make it close. It's all yours.
All right, are you feeling good or bad? You got a box then.
Interpreter Ray Torres tells us that while we were promoting the upcoming bout between Vargas and Rivera, the people in Molina's corner told him if he continues to take the number of clean shots that he's been taking in the last 2-3 rounds, they'll stop the fight on his behalf. So it's up to Molina to show his corner now that he can be more competitive and try to avoid some of the incoming from Lazcano. Harold, how do you have it through 9?
Okay, Jim, this fight's becoming a no-brainer. 87-84, 6 rounds to 3, Juan Lazcano. He certainly won round 7, 8, 9, very big, just as you called it. Kept the fight on the outside, landed the cleaner, harder shot, and he's taking a commanding lead. I mean, he could get no worse than a draw now, unless he gets knocked down. So Juan Lazcano piling up a big lead this fight, has momentum going for him. As you say, it's really becoming a no-brainer.
Mentioned at the beginning of the fight, Molina was able to land consistently against young, strong Ben Packy in December. But Packy was more of a stationary target. Lazcano has more variety in his game, and as this fight has gone on, Molina has continued to throw, but hasn't been able to connect.
Lazcano had been promised a fight against Jose Luis Castillo, one of the lightweight title holders, perhaps the best of the 135-pounders. There's no solid offer, or there's nothing on paper, but off of this fight, he could fight Castillo.
With Shane Mosley having moved up to 147 a couple of years ago, and with superstars in waiting, Floyd Mayweather Jr. and, of course, Joel Casamayor down at 130, the lightweight division has become a little nondescript, looking for a new star.
And most of those junior lightweights are moving up to lightweights too. I think
eventually Mayweather and Casamayor and Corrales will all be in this division.
Yes, I know most of them. I know when they're not in training. I've been with them personally. They're walking around the other 160 pounds. So most of them will be moving up.
Well, I sincerely doubt that when Corrales comes back to boxing, which is more than a year down the road, that he would ever be able to make 130 again. There's a big left-hand shot by Lazcano, and Molina is holding on to avoid the canvas.
And I don't know that his corner is going to let him take any more of this.
Oh, that's a stop.
This great old pro has been through too many wars.
It's amazing. And he avoided nearly 7 punches.
It looked like something
out of 8 punches. It was unreal.
But
It's over though.
yeah, he can hardly stand up.
But look at the will. Look at the determination of Molina.
That's over with. That's it. There's no way in the world they can sit him out of the game.
Let's see what they'll do.
Give me some water for me. You got a hook. It's not over yet. We got to go now. Now we're going to do something.
All right, here we see the end of the round. That punch hurt Molina, but
look at
Lazcano just couldn't put a finishing punch on him as Molina leaned away from those long
like an
punches.
invisible fist was between them that prevented him from being hit.
Molina comes out for the 11th.
Is this the last round we'll see this great old warrior?
Let's go. Get your out. Let's go. Let's box.
Lazcano asking the referee to remove some grease from his face. Jerry McKenzie says, go box. Great right, sharp left from Lazcano. 2 more landed punches.
Lazcano a little bit too overeager.
End is near. Molina just won't go down.
He has no defense for the left hook.
Jerry McKenzie very close to stopping it, and you hope he will right now. Too many big punches. There comes the towel. The towel is in the ring. The towel is in the ring, and still referee Jerry McKenzie wouldn't stop the fight. Unfortunately, Molina took about 5 more shots than he needed to.
They should have stopped the fight. I fought the corner, but not stopping the fight in between the rounds.
The corner should have stopped the fight. The referee should have stopped the fight. John Molina had done too much in his career to have to suffer through these last seconds in this round.
And Lazcano goes to the canvas in apparent exhaustion after finally putting Molina away.
You know, I'd like to point out something.